Future has allegedly attacked young Thug after claiming that Thugger single-handedly ruined his relationship by exposing his sneaky links to his woman, and even going as far as publicly shading him in an interview, only for the situation to spiral completely out of control when a private phone call young Thug confessing his own love to another woman leaked, flipping the entire narrative upside down and leaving fans shocked, confused, and questioning who really betrayed who in this messy war of loyalty, love, and fame. The saga begins with a quiet storm brewing between Future and Young Thug, two Atlanta giants who have shared stages, collaborated on hits, and at one point stood shoulder to shoulder as brothers in the industry. Yet as we've seen so many times in hip-hop, brotherhood can be fragile, and behind the flashing lights and money are egos, secrets, and rivalries that can rip even the tightest bonds apart. Future's personal life has always been as headline-grabbing as his music, with his relationships and love affairs often making as much news as his albums. But this time, it wasn't paparazzi, bloggers, or ex-partners who put his business in the streets. It was reportedly Young Thug himself, and that's where the betrayal stings the most. Please do not forget to like this video, share, and subscribe to this channel if you want more updates like this. Thank you. Now, let's get back into the video. According to sources close to the situation, Young Thug allegedly began feeding information directly to Future's partner, exposing every hidden sneaky link and side affair Future thought he had managed to keep in the shadows. It wasn't just gossip. Thug reportedly had proof, screenshots, receipts, and whispered confirmations that he delivered with surgical precision. For any man, this would be devastating. But for Future, an artist whose image and swagger rely heavily on his player persona, having his empire of secrecy shattered from the inside was nothing short of war. The betrayal wasn't just about romance. It was about image, pride, and respect. What made it worse was Thugger's decision to publicly add fuel to the fire. In a recent interview, Thug was asked about fame, loyalty, and the temptations of stardom. Instead of keeping things vague, he allegedly took a direct shot at Future by saying the worst attitude a man could have after fame was arrogance mixed with dishonesty, and that he himself would never embarrass his woman by moving recklessly. Fans instantly caught the shade. They clipped the moment, shared across Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, and the narrative quickly became that Young Thug had not only exposed Future in private, but also humiliated him in public. For Future, a man who prides himself on controlling his narrative, this was too much to bear. That's when the story takes a darker turn. Reports surface that Future, enraged and humiliated, confronted Young Thug. What started as heated words quickly escalated into physical confrontation. Sources close to both camps have claimed that Future physically attacked Thugger in a moment of anger, unable to contain the rage that had been boiling since the betrayal. Security and entourage members reportedly broke things up before it went too far, but the damage was already done. For two men who were once considered brothers in music, fists had now replaced bars, and there was no turning back. But just when it seemed like Thug had won this round, painting himself as a man of loyalty while exposing Future as unfaithful, the tables flipped in the most shocking way possible. A private phone call leaked, allegedly featuring Young Thug himself confessing his love to a woman who was not his main partner. In the audio, Thug's voice is heard pouring his heart out, saying things that directly contradicted the very image he tried to project in that interview. The leak sent shockwaves across social media, with fans immediately pointing out the hypocrisy. How could Thug call out Future for disloyalty when he was doing the exact same thing behind closed doors? This leak changed everything. Suddenly, Thug's moral high ground crumbled, and the narrative flipped back in Future's favor. Fans began questioning whether Thug had only exposed Future out of jealousy or spite, rather than genuine moral principle. Others argued that both men were guilty, that fame had corrupted them both, and that their public feud was nothing more than two hypocrites trying to one-up each other. Yet for Future, the leak was a gift, a chance to reframe the story, not as a cheater caught slipping, but as a victim of betrayal who lashed out in anger only to be proven right about his accuser's hypocrisy. The internet, as always, ran wild with theories. Some claimed the leak was orchestrated by Future's camp, a strategic counterattack to destroy Thug's credibility after betrayal. Others believed it was karma, that Thug had spent so much energy exposing Future that the universe turned around and exposed him. A few even speculated that the woman on the call had leaked it herself, either for clout or revenge. Whatever the truth, the impact was undeniable. Thug's image was stained, his words in that interview now seen as hollow, and his feud with Future escalated to a level no one expected. Industry insiders are calling this one of the most toxic fallouts in recent hip-hop memory. Unlike typical rap beef centered on music, this one is deeply personal. It's not about who has the better bars or the bigger hits. It's about love, betrayal, and pride. Both men have massive fan bases, and those fans are now forced to take sides in a war that has little to do with artistry and everything to do with personal drama. On one side, you have those defending Future, saying Thug went too far by meddling in another man's relationship. On the other, you have those who believe Future had it coming, that his reckless behavior made him vulnerable to being exposed, and that Thug simply spoke the truth. But here's where it gets even messier. Future's attack on Thug, while emotional, could have serious consequences. If it's proven that he physically assaulted him, legal issues could follow, and with Thug already entangled in his own legal troubles, this could become yet another case studied in courtrooms and headlines. For artists of their caliber, every move is magnified, every misstep becomes a headline, and every feud becomes bigger than the music itself. The leak call also opens up a Pandora's box of new questions. Who leaked it and why? Was it really someone from Future's team, or was it a random betrayal from within Thug's own circle? Could it even have been Thug himself, in some twisted attempt at damage control, trying to spin his own narrative before others did? These questions may never be fully answered, but they've already fueled endless speculation across fan forums and social media. At the heart of this drama is a cautionary tale about fame and loyalty. For years, Future and Thug stood as symbols of Atlanta's dominance in hip-hop, men who blended innovation with street credibility and seemed unshakable in their bond. Now, that bond is shattered, replaced by bitterness and betrayal. And in the world of hip-hop, where perception is everything, both men stand to lose as much as they gain. Future may come out looking like the victim-turned-warrior, but his image as a reckless womanizer remains intact. Thug may have tried to paint himself as loyal, but the leaked call reveals cracks in his own armor.